Hello everyone, today's feature haircut is the FLUX Bob. What is a FLUX Bob? It is a modern bob. We take the traditional bob and we modernize it using horizontal graduation and also disconnection as it blends through the fronts. We'll also be adding a little bit more of like a faux hawk, edgy top, and a nice side fringe. This is a great haircut we did on the Goldwell Artist Design team, and I love this cut. I hope you guys enjoy the FLUX Bob. And we're going to section right down the center of the head, right through the top where it meets the round of the head there. We're going to take that to behind the ear on each side. And then we're going to start right in the back. Here's our diagram. You can see all the different zones, and we're going to create a horizontal or square one length cutting line. Now we like to have zero elevation, so I like to use my comb, or you could just cut right against the skin there, and it's just going to be a very square, clean line. I'm going to take that just a little bit shorter. There you go. Once we have our line set, this will dictate the amount of graduation we add. Okay, here we go, graduation. We're going to start right in the center and just lift up just a little. I just want some subtle horizontal graduation happening. We're going to pull it straight out from the head and cut a square cutting line. You could see your guide right underneath the new section. We're going to continue working up the head in this manner, starting from the center, pulling it straight out till you could find your guide and cut it in a square cutting line. Even the sides, we're going to just take it straight out and cut it into a square cutting line. This will start giving us that graduation that we're looking for. This is a very soft way to do graduation and a really nice way to create a great shape. And we will continue until there is no more hair to cut in this section. Okay, we're going to create a triangle at the crown. This is going to help us merge our back graduation and the top. We're going to take a central vertical section right through our triangle. Take a central vertical section, and we are going to create a diagonal or triangular cutting line from short to long. This is where you can decide how much disconnection do you want to overlay over the graduated zone you just cut in the back. So again, we're going to pull everything forward, and now we have our guide for the top as well. We're going to use the previous cut section as our guide. We are going to use diagonal sections cutting from short to long, and we're going to do it on both sides. So let's start. We could see our guide from that back crown area, and we are going to cut from short to long into a triangular cutting line. We are going to use that section as our guide for the next section and continue traveling through the entire top section, cutting from short to long using diagonal sections. Again, this is a traveling guide, and we are just going to work through this zone in the same manner. We're going to travel all the way until there's no more hair to cut. Lift, make sure we are in a triangular cutting line, and then start cutting. Last section, lift everything up and make sure we cut again into that triangular section. That side's done. We're going to repeat the same on the opposite side, but we're going to go the opposite direction. We're going to crisscross our diagonal sections. Now, there will be much less hair to cut in this section. Again, traveling guide right through this zone, crisscrossing, cutting from short to long. This is creating a lot of movement at the crown. It's going to keep the length in the front because that's where our strength is. And it's just a great overlay over the top of this whole cut. You can see the shape starting to take place already. And now we are going to blend in those sides a little bit. It's still going to be disconnected. But now I'm just going to work in by slowly just cutting little snips at a time until we get where I want to be. Literally grabbing the hair and using my scissors is almost like a razor blade. And once I get the desired length, I'm going to continue to do everything that I just did on that side on the opposite side. Section in two and just kind of go for it. I want to take some of that heaviness off the back there. Again, this is still going to be disconnected, but it's going to blend beautifully. And it's going to show you how we merge horizontal graduation with the front as well. Even though it's not connected, it still feels like it is. Okay, now we're going to section out for our fringe. We're going to lay the comb right on top and create our section from the corner of each eye and then till probably about the mid point of her opposite eye. Yep, right about there. And that's our nice section. We're going to create an elongated side fringe that has a beautiful bevel on it using some graduation. Okay, let's start with our first section. Bringing it straight down on a diagonal from the part. We're going to cut it short to long, zero elevation, very little. Starting on our short side, I want to make sure I have that angle, cutting it right to about the eye, and we're going to make sure it does get longer throughout. Okay, once you're happy with that length, double check it. If you need to go shorter anywhere, go for it. I'm using my comb, get that zero elevation. Now we're going to continue taking horizontal sections right through that top or diagonal sections, and we're going to start lifting a little bit of graduation here. Got a little bit of lift, and we're cutting. We're going to add a nice soft bevel. Now, as we get to the end of that section, there's going to be zero elevation. So we're going to lift at the shortest point, and then it's going to get a little bit lower in the mid, and then by the time we get to the opposite eye, it's going to be zero elevation. We only want that graduation on the shortest part of this fringe. This is going to create a beautiful soft shape here, and definitely a statement fringe. Last section, you can see. And now we are all set. A little bit of bodifying mousse from Carasilk. I love this stuff. I'm just going to comb this right in. A little goes a long way. And then I'm going to use one of my favorite oils from Carasilk Color Line. This has some Tamanu oil, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful product. Now it's time to dry. have it, everyone, our free-flowing bob. The nice beveled side fringe. You can see that graduation in here as it goes into more of a one-length feel. It's got disconnection in the back. It's got a really nice shape though. You can see the disconnection in the back. Here's the top pieces that overlay under that beautiful graduation happening. And it just really blends harmoniously together with those long textured pieces. Get a beautiful shape transitioning from short to long, fully disconnected, but it somehow all works together. I hope you guys love our free-flowing, modern, contemporary FLUX BOB. Thank you.